Hey everyone, welcome back! How's it going? Now, there is a good chance you recognize this card on my screen. This is a Hydreigon from Darkness Ablaze with the words "Thank you" in the corner of the picture. Now, you probably recognize this just because it is a very highly released card. There were huge numbers of this out there. I think every store in the US and Canada got about 100 copies of these. It was a card released during the pandemic for Pokemon to basically say thank you to stores and to players for still supporting them. Stores would get these just to give out to the players whenever they made any sort of purchase of Pokemon product. Now, around the same time, some pictures started to show up that while the US and Canada was getting Hydreigon saying thank you, there were actually 5 other promos that Latin America and some places in South America were getting that were printed in Spanish. They were Bunnelby, Dedenne, Galarian, Mr. Rime, Poltegeist, and Turbo Patch from Darkness Ablaze. They were the same as this. They had the reverse hollow design, and because they were Spanish, they said gracias in the corner of the picture. Now, I think some news sites reported on this at the time and then didn't really make too big of a fuss about the story later on. But it actually turns out that they weren't just released in Spanish. A few different other countries got them too. It seemed that these were also promos for Europe as well as for Latin America. There were Italian versions which showed up with Grazie in the corner, and I believe French versions that showed up with Merci. But the most exciting versions, it seems as though the UK also got English versions of these, and that is what I have here today. This is what I've just been able to add to my collection. So we have Bunnelby, Dedenne, I'm going to zoom out a bit. So Bunnelby and Dedenne, Galarian, Mr. Rime, Poltegeist, and Turbo Patch. As you can see, the 4 Pokemon that they chose are the Pokemon with the Mad Party attack, which was quite a popular deck around this time. Now, as I say, a lot of news sites reported on it when they first started showing up in Spanish, but most of them just had kind of like an edit or a footnote to say, oh, English copies have now been spotted. But it seems as though that people were just not aware of these on the same level that they were the Hydreigon. While there were probably hundreds, maybe even thousands of times as many copies of the Hydreigon, you still see people asking for that one a lot more than you do these other 5. And I do just think a lot of that is down to people not really knowing they exist. I think even up to about 2 or 3 weeks ago, Bulbapedia didn't have them on their list for the Darkness Ablaze site. And I know that a lot of people do still use that as a reference guide when they're checking out variants for sets, since most of the apps and stuff that you can use to track your collection don't list variants very well. I had been aware of them before then. I believe I did order them before Bulbapedia actually updated. It just took a little while for them to arrive because, as I said, it was UK only. It seems they've got these English versions, so it did take a little while for them to arrive over, what with all of the cyber attacks and strikes and stuff going on with postal services. I was also lucky enough to be able to get 2 copies of these, so Laura does now have her set complete for them as well. One other big difference worth noting between the Hydreigon and the others is that the Hydreigon does not have the Play Pokemon symbol in the corner of the picture like the others do. You'll probably recognize this symbol now because it's been on all of the cards that you can pull from the prize packs, which I've been opening on the channel and a lot of other people have been opening. Personally, I do think these cards are a little bit underrated, but as I say, I think that it's just because people didn't really know about them. It is a very nice set. Pretty unique, you know. I mean, these 6 cards are the only thank you cards that Pokemon have ever released, probably ever likely to release, and the fact that one of them comes from the US and the rest you have to get from the UK does make it a little bit of an interesting, kind of difficult set to complete. And of course, if you want that bit of an extra challenge, you can collect the Gracias, Grazie, and Merci versions as well. But I'm not going to go down that route. Just because, as you know, my collection is mainly focused on English stuff with a little bit of Japanese thrown in. Don't really delve into other languages too much. I think it's worth noting, I don't believe the Hydreigon either comes in any of the other languages. I believe the Hydreigon is an English language only card because it was just given out in the US and Canada. So that's it. Pretty short video today, just showing off these awesome new cards I was able to add to my collection. Let me know in the comments, had you already heard of these? Have you already picked them up? Did you only know about the Spanish versions and are excited to learn about the other languages? And just let me know what you think of them in general. But hey, as always, thank you for watching. I'll be back again soon with some more videos, and hope to see you then. I would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who chooses to support me on Patreon. If you'd like to get involved, help support the channel and see some behind the scenes content, click on the link in the description. Thanks again.
Thanks for watching. Check out some more videos right here.
And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome Pokemon content from DJ Gigabyte.
Gotta catch 'em all!